After the revelations in the Sunday Times, they really did help us as welfare organisations to get our voice heard clearer and louder. This was obviously followed by the Donahue report, which I was slightly involved in, and so we did, and it led to legislation. So absolutely, it was a great footprint for us to work on. I think we just need a little bit more open dialogue from the industry on what is actually happening. How many dogs are being retired? How are they being retired? Are they going into rescues, retired greyhound trust primarily perhaps, but how many are being euthanized? How many are being passed on because they're injured? That sort of thing, it would be nice if they could be a little bit more open about. All dogs have to, under the regulation, have to be microchipped and put on the GBGB database, so there should be no reason why they shouldn't be able to track the owners. It's information that we would like to have. What we've got, of course, is the industry regulating itself.
It's still the same as it was 15 years ago. There's still more dogs than room. They're still coming in thick and fast, young ones, old ones, middle-aged ones, ex-racers, failed racers, you name it, they're all here. And we've got about 80 dogs, as usual. And we haven't got a space for anything. It's no better than it was 15 years ago. There's probably more dogs getting rehomed now because more places are taking them, but it's just absolutely diabolical, really. When I talk to people down south, it does sound to be better. I mean, to be fair, I don't know what goes on over at Bellevue, but I know what goes on in Yorkshire, and it stinks. The rehoming scheme for Sheffield has got 10 kennels. They might have 20 dogs in. I've got more Sheffield dogs here than that. You know, people will not wait and they will not pay to put a dog into a rehoming scheme. They'll just kick it out on streets and we go and pick them up.
I think in the north we have more of the what they call flapping tracks, or the unregulated tracks. There aren't many of those in the south of England, so that's probably the reason why. More greyhounds are up in the north and possibly where they are either abandoned or where they live. We're certainly seeing the numbers of greyhounds being bred going down, both in Ireland and in the UK. The numbers of tracks that are closing, obviously, and the people that finding that they really aren't making any money out of greyhound racing anymore. So yes, there's a big decline.
Over the last 5 years especially, I would say over 200 trainers have left the racing industry. I think the biggest threat to greyhound racing is the value of the land. If you say, take for instance Wimbledon or Walthamstow has been sold, as an entertainment place it might be worth 5 or 6 million, but to build a load of houses and flats it's worth about 20 to 30 million.
I think Nora's right. We have seen a reduction in the number of greyhound trainers in this country. During the recession I think they have been hit quite hard. The cost of greyhound feeds increased. The number of people who own racing greyhounds as a hobby has declined. People are cutting back on their consumer spending, and that's affected the greyhound trainers, and sadly some of them have gone to the wall and have had to close their kennels, and we've had to pick up the pieces, take in greyhounds for rehoming.
The dogs that don't end up in rescue kennels, they'll just be killed. It's as simple as that. They just want rid of them if they're not running. Obviously a lot do end up in rescue, and not a lot, that's the wrong phrase. Some of them end up in rescue, but the majority of them, they're not even accounted for. They don't even know where they are. Where are they, all these dogs? There's no record.
There is no reason why anybody can't kill their own dog. Sadly, there is no law against it. However, it's got to be done humanely. So I'm quite sure that some greyhound owners do put their dogs to sleep.
The trainers have a bit of an hard time, really, because a lot of trainers are getting dogs dumped on them by their owners. A lot of trainers have got bills in excess of thousands of pounds that the owners won't pay because the owners aren't interested. So at the end of the day, that's all it's about. It doesn't matter, the dogs aren't important, the people aren't important, it's just about the money.